Oh, oh, is that the road? Oh god! Welcome back everyone to another retrospective video. I'm ShadoSpartan. For this month we're checking out Far Cry 2. This first-person open-world shooter was published by Ubisoft and developed by Ubisoft Montreal. I'm assuming you watched my Far Cry 1 video, so you already know a little bit about its history. This game improves in so many ways from the first game, but like most video games there are some minor annoyances. Overall, Far Cry 2 is still a great game and I do recommend playing it. As usual, we're going to go through the story, so spoiler warning. What I liked and disliked, and any funny or awkward moments that happened to me during my playthrough. So let's drive our way into this. Oh god.
The first thing I want to warn you about is the game sometimes opens in windowed mode. You also don't want to minimize the game for any reason because it will also switch on you. If this happens, you need to follow these steps to get it back to full screen. There's also issues with mouse acceleration. As you can see here, I'm trying to move the mouse in a constant movement, but it looks like the game has a hard time registering it. There are some guides in the community hub on Steam that can help you. I tried using the Far Cry 2 restoration guide, which helped with a few issues such as the mouse, but it also taught me how to fix the full screen problem. I'm not going to go in depth, but just know this is your best chance at getting the game to work better overall. So you start the game with a long car ride.
We drink beer. Hurry up then. Move along.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. See you soon, sir.
I'm not kidding, it's about 7 minutes long, and just when it's almost over, it crashes. Which means I had to sit through all of it again.
God damn it!
Hey, sir. Sorry for the delay.
The story begins in a fictional country within Africa. You are a mercenary. You get to choose, but it doesn't really matter. Your job is to find and kill a man called the Jackal. After your long car ride, you are suffering from malaria. The driver takes you inside and you wake up to a man going through your stuff. Turns out this is the Jackal. He speaks pretty fast, which is going to be a theme in this game.
Well, that didn't work out the way they planned. I'm still breathing and you're the one with malaria.
Not sure what he means, but he leaves you his pistol and machete for you. You wake up to sounds of gunfire outside. This serves as practice for getting used to the shooting. You keep fighting until you die. Then wake up to this guy. When you are down to 1 bar of health, you need to find a safe spot to stabilize yourself, like this. As a side note, you should always look to save your game every chance you get. There is nothing more frustrating than spending the last 2 hours trying to complete a mission, then the game decides to crash on you, or you die, and that means you need to start all over again. This guy is named Cankerous, and he's got a job for you. Pick up all the weapons in the room, and get the meds to inject yourself to get all your health back. Cankerous talks fast and basically says you need to go kill someone.
That just leaves you, errand boy. So first thing, you need to get piece of automobile back on the road. Can you do that, or do you not know us from bowling ground? Go outside and get the engine running.
But first, you need to go fix his yellow car outside. It's really complicated to fix, so I'll explain everything you need to do. Go to the front of the car and press E. Your character will then fix the loose bolt that's causing the car to smoke. After a few twists, the car is back to normal.
Okay, good. Now that you're mobile, you take out some of the garbage.
Drive over, and there's only 2 of them, so it's easy. You've unlocked a safe house. Here you can save your game and use these crates to store weapons for later use. When I say store them, it means you go to any other safe house in the world. Whatever weapon you put in that crate will be there for you to take out. Next thing to mention is looking at the map. You pull out a map that shows you the layout and where certain places of interest are. This is really cool because it's still in-game. So watch out, you might get attacked or crash your car while looking at the map. I go to the next area and need to clear out some enemies. The phone rings, but...
Hello?
I'm not sure what happened, but this is an annoying bug. Not getting to hear the next bit of dialogue is frustrating. Anyway, I try to be sneaky, but without a silent weapon, I need to start shooting. I get to the house and find a new buddy. He tells me to go to Mike's bar. As I make my way out, the phone rings again. But... The phone's broken.
So I try to restart it to fix it, since I want to hear what's being said.
Come on back up to the slaughterhouse and I'll make good on that.
I do want to say the graphics are still really good. It was made with the Dunya engine, which is a modified version of the Cry engine, although get used to these colors. Anyway, you make your way back and Kankaris tells you about the currency in this country, diamonds. You then learn if you are close to a diamond case, your GPS will start blinking green. When you turn to face a certain direction, the light will stay on. When you get close, you'll hear this sound. You also get paid for doing missions, so you head over to the gun store. When not on a mission, there will be a gun dealer inside to offer you missions to unlock more options to buy things in the store. You can buy new guns and upgrades for yourself. Once you do that, the next building over has all the equipment you need to restock. Now head over to Mike's bar. You meet up with your first and best buddy. You then talk to a reporter. His name is Ruben. He tells you about tapes scattered around for you to collect. They're all about the Jackal. They help tell you more about the Jackal's motivations, but other than that, they don't help you gameplay-wise, just for getting an achievement. Point is, Ruben is writing about the Civil War. It's being fought by the Alliance for Popular Resistance, aka APR, and the United Front for Liberation and Labor, aka UFLL. So while both of these factions fight, the Jackal keeps selling weapons to both sides to get rich. Anytime there's talk of peace, the Jackal steps in to kill or destroy and make it look like the other side did it, so the war can continue. Ruben hopes to expose all of it to the world and hopes it will end the war. Then you talk to your second best buddy. Both of them will rescue in battle. If you ever get killed, they show up and drag you to a safe spot, then help you finish the fight. If you die again, then it's game over and have to reload a save. So after the meeting, you head over to the church in the middle of the city called Paula. Talk to the priest and he tells you about getting medicine for your malaria. He gives you some for now, but if you do missions for him, they involve clearing areas of enemies. Then you give passports to civilians who will reward you with medicine to prevent your death from malaria. Now you do missions for the UFLL and APR. At first I thought this was me choosing which side I wanted to be on in the war. Like in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you could choose Sparta or Athens. But it's not like that. You end up doing missions for both sides. You just get to choose what order you want to do them in. It also tells you about safe houses can be upgraded, which I totally missed until later in the game. Guard posts are going to be the most annoying thing in this game. They are on all the roads and anytime you see a person, they will attack you. Even if you're just minding your own business, any car driving by will try to run you over and get out to murder you. So be ready to do a lot of driving because that's 90% of this game. Get a mission, drive to the location, kill or destroy, then drive all the way back to get a new mission. Of course you may drive to the gun store to resupply, or there are bus stops for quicker fast travel. That's basically Far Cry 2 in a nutshell. Well, let's get into the story. It might not make sense at first, or you're gonna ask, what's the point of all this? But I'll see if I can try and explain it as we go along. I'll even have my theory of what it all means, because on the surface I was confused, and at the end of the game I was disappointed. But if you think deeper about what you did over the course of everything, you might find a deeper meaning of what the game is trying to tell you. You walk up to a guard and he says he needs to pat you down for weapons.
No weapons. Come on, arms up.
You go inside and usually there's talking before entering the room. Sometimes the dialogue helps understand each faction's mindset in this war. I first went and did a mission for the UFLL. You meet back up with Kankaris, who's talking to Dr. Gagumpa. They want you to go destroy some gear that's going to be used for the APR. Then afterward, take out the Special Forces guy who's come to help them. You accept the job and get paid in advance.
Don't forget, this is secret mission, so UFLL guys don't know you. Don't expect any help out there.
So even though you're working for the UFLL, they will still shoot at you. Of course, it doesn't matter anyway because none of the soldiers are distinct enough to know which army they fight for. When you get outside, one of your buddies will call and let you know they have a bonus objective for you. Except it broke again for me. The red target is your main objective. If you go and do it, the mission will end. The blue objective is something extra you need to do first, then your buddy will assist you with the main objective, as well as an upgrade to all your safe houses. So for the first mission I decided to do the bonus objective, which changed the final objective's location.
Okay.
As I made my way, the first two enemies I took out made me feel like a badass assassin. The shooting does feel good and fun, however there will be moments that feel like this.
I'm sure part of it is just me barely missing, but it happens often enough that it drove me crazy.
Would you just die already?
I will say, the stealth is better in this game than it was in Far Cry 1. However, there is no indicator letting you know if you've been spotted, although the best way to know if enemies can see you is if they start shooting at you. So I blow up the gear, and then I go take out the Special Forces guy. I then start looking for diamonds and come across a golden AK-47. I think it's just for looks because I didn't notice anything change. Here I started doing missions for the arms dealer.
Love a businessman with vision.
I did this for a while. They involve blowing up supply trucks that go in circles on a specific road. I also learned that stabbing someone in the back doesn't kill them right away. So don't do that, because it's not Far Cry 3 yet. Then the game minimized after I got my vehicle stuck in an awkward spot, so I had to save and then quit. When I tried to start it up again, it started in windowed mode. So I tried again, and it somehow fixed itself. This won't be the last time it happens. So I continue doing all the weapon dealer missions I can, and a quick assassination mission for extra diamonds. That's what these radio towers are for. You don't have to do these, but the extra money is nice. Then I do the next mission for the UFLL, which is finding a stash of gold being guarded by the APR. As usual, I need to fight my way through the same checkpoints, unlock some safe houses, and then get to the objective. Here I wondered if doing missions at night made me harder to see. I take out this guy, then miss this guy. He takes cover, but I carefully take him out. Enemies in the area come to investigate. Once I miss this guy, I'm spotted. Now every enemy knows where I am. So it seems like I'm harder to find, but once I'm spotted, it turns into Call of Duty. Once I finish, I went and got me a sniper. Now this really helps with taking out enemies from afar. I continue doing some more weapon dealer missions.
What? There we go.
The next main mission involves making the APR look bad for a European company by destroying some water pipes. I go and take out everyone and destroy the pipes. As I make my way back, I try and take out this guy, but somehow shreds right through my health and knocks me closer to a checkpoint for me to end up dead. So this is when one of my buddies came to rescue me. You watch as she pulls me away from the action. My guy pulls a bullet out of him to feel better.
Still plenty of hostiles out there. Get your gear straightened out.
I don't want that pistol.
Unfortunately, my ally went down. I get to choose if I want to finish her off or heal her to keep her alive. Keep in mind, once you kill them, they're gone forever. The next mission I did was for the APR. Simple assassination.
There we go.
Then I decided to be a dumbass. So guess what? I had to do it all over again.
You want a job? We got one. It's good. Assassination.
Took about 10 minutes to catch up. Again, save as often as you can. I make it back to town and the guard outside the UFLL has a mission for me. Just need to go and save another mercenary. Come back for a mission with the APR. They need you to blow up a train car containing natural gas. Rather than sneaking in, I found a good spot and started sniping everyone in the train yard. Once it was clear, I blew up the objective. Then I noticed a white target on my map. Not sure what it was about, so I went over and discovered another tape recording of the Jackal. Next mission for the APR is blowing up some compressors the UFLL needs to fix their cars. There were so many enemies, I ran out of ammo and had to take weapons from dead enemies. You will notice their guns look very dirty. Well, that's because the more dirty it looks, the higher likely it will jam on you. You just need to spam the reload button to fix it. I can see this mechanic being annoying for some, but honestly, I didn't mind it, because it adds that randomness and throws you off when it suddenly jams during a firefight.
Of course. Are you serious? Come on!
Although my PC decided to let me know my storage space was low, so it caused my game to go in windowed mode. I completed the mission and quickly found a save spot to quit out and get it back to full screen again. So the next mission I had to do was take out Prosper, the APR lieutenant, which is this guy if you remember.
Assassination.
I go to his safe house and take him out. I began to wonder if this was planned or did I have the option of going to the APR and assassinate someone from the UFLL. Looking back, it appears not. I have to do this mission next. Ruben calls and says he needs to speak with me. I make my way over and speak to him inside. Kagumba and the UFLL have launched a major offensive. They are currently looking for me and my other mercenary friends. They are also going after civilians in Pala, including the priest at the church. So you get a choice. I decided to save my mercenary buddies. As I make my way over, I hear gunfire. So I take out the attackers and make my way inside. You get a lot of enemies attacking from the outside. You wake up on a truck and fall out the back. I wander around in the sandstorm to find this small building, but collapse. I wake up again and surprisingly the Jackal saves me. He talks about how Kagumba and the UFLL screwed you over since you took out the APR leader in this area, which means he rules now and can do whatever he wants.
You already know. The whole world knows. First, they'll take everything they can get their hands on. Rob the banks and the stores. Then, the men will be lined up against the wall and shot. Chop children's arms off and cut the tendons in their necks. And the women.
So the Jackal leaves you after hearing cars arrive. It's Greaves, the mercenary from the APR. He lets you know where to go and get your revenge. So I head over while Kagumba is giving a speech and I take him out. I'm starting to worry about what the moral lesson here is. I'm going to save that thought for later. You head south and see a whole new land to explore. Meet back up with Greaves to get your next mission. He talks about how there might be peace between the warlords in this area, so he needs you to stir the pot a little. So you're going to steal some weapons from the Jackal stash and sail it into the city. This will make the APR look bad for the UFLL, but point is the fighting will continue. So board the ship and help defend it. You make your way back to the city and talk to this doctor. He's the guy to talk to for getting malaria pills. However, your conversation is cut short because fighting erupts outside. You do get to meet your first buddy in this new area. First you gotta fight your way out of the city. I recommend just running away because they spawn infinitely. Make your way back to the dock. The woman on the boat calls and says she needs your help. So take a boat and go help her out. She will become your second best buddy in this area. So now that the mission is over, I continue doing more arms dealer missions to finish unlocking everything.
The hell? Why is it curving down?
So back to town. You finally meet Tamboza, leader of the APR. Greaves explains there's a morphine shortage, so he wants you to destroy a supply of nitrous oxide from the UFLL. I make my way over and take out just about everyone without getting spotted. Next is the UFLL. You now meet their leader, Addy. They need you to destroy a new plant the APR developed that helps heal their soldiers. They rather you destroy it so nobody can benefit from it. This mission I really liked. It's a village that built into a mountain, so I try my best to sneak past enemies, taking out a few when I had to. It wasn't long before I was spotted, but eventually made my way all the way up and blew up the plant. I then went over and bought the stealth suit. We'll see how good it is at keeping me hidden. Back in town, the APR guard has a mission for me to rescue someone. I try my best, but with all the tall grass, it's hard to see. Well, so much for that. Almost died because of it. It is pretty funny to listen to them speculate if you're CIA or a rogue KGB agent. So after rescuing Frank, I return to the UFLL. And now Voorhees needs me to take out a professor who's making bombs for the APR.
So you hate professors too? No, careful!
I do feel bad about doing this, but I have no choice. Back to the UFLL. You need to take out a black market arms dealer on a barge. This time I decided to try out the dart gun. It's the only silent sniper rifle in the game, and it's nice being able to take out enemies from afar without getting spotted. I felt like a ninja. My enemies had no idea what's going on and silently taking them out.
Oh, okay.
Back at the APR, you need to blow up a generator to stop the UFLL from broadcasting on all radios. I also really like this one, but this RPG guy saw me from a mile away, while these guys didn't know how to look to their left. I really enjoy these parts of being stealthy. Somehow these guys didn't see me, so this game's AI still needed some work. When it's working in your favor, it feels great. So now the APR leader thinks starting a war with another country will unite everyone under him. However, your next mission is to blow up a pipeline, not for oil, but fresh water. So far this was the longest mission I ever had to do, which was partly my fault. So first I need to go here and pick up some explosives at this mine. This was the most intense I had ever felt. I was taking out guys left and right without getting spotted. I even had a guy run right past me. I also learned that the dart gun begins to jam faster than most guns. But seriously, this was the best way to play Far Cry 2 in my opinion. Remain in stealth for as long as you can. I get the explosives and make my way to the pipeline. And then... So I had to do it all over again. Except the mistake I made was going to my ally and doing the bonus objective, who wants me to go destroy the pump house. Then I have to go over to the pipeline anyway, then head back over to the mines again to help out my ally. This felt like an extra 30 minutes added on, all for a med station on all my safe houses. When you get back to the APR and Tambosa tells you that Addy has spoken with him about ending this civil war. Of course Greaves hates this idea because it means the mercenaries will be out of work. So you need to go and get diamonds from Addy. One of your buddies suggests to take the diamonds, but instead of returning them to Tambosa, take them to the airstrip so you and your buddies can pay off the pilot and get out of the country. However, you get there and you start to see some fires, and then see bodies all around. You find Addy's body upstairs. As you go to grab the diamonds, the jackal shows up.
Move or I'll cut your throat. It's you. If you're here to help rubber stamp that ceasefire, you're too late. A peace agreement, what a joke, a comedy act. You think these men wanted peace? They wanted privacy is what they wanted. They wanted the world to stop paying attention to them so they could go on with the raping and pillaging. And peace, you see, it's gonna stop. I'm gonna stop them, and they'll know. They'll be cursing my name when the blood comes spurting out of their necks. And you're not gonna stop me. You think I don't know you, what you're about, what you came here to do? Wake up. I used to be you. They're gonna think you did this, a dirty mercenary who'll do anything for a payout. That's good. It means the war will start all over again. The real bloodletting has begun. We're gonna cure these men of their disease, you and I. We're gonna pull it right out of their veins. What do you got there? Diamonds?
So like the jackal said, you and all your mercenaries are blamed for the assassination of Addy and disrupting the peace agreements. You escape the prison and make your way to talk to Jason. Since Addy is dead, he's sort of the new warlord for the UFLL, so he needs you to kill Tambosa to cause disruption with the APR. He said there would be a lot of guards, but I just ran around the backside and made my way inside without being spotted. So back in town, Cankerous is in the office. He talks to you about taking out Voorhees so he can control the UFLL. So take out the guards and sneak your way in. You do have the option of sparing Voorhees and instead going back and taking out Cankerous. Well, I would have liked to know what was said on the cell phone, but reception is bad out here as always. What's even worse was on my way I got stuck inside of my car and couldn't get out. Because I didn't have my best buddies anymore, I died. So I had to go kill Voorhees all over again. This time my cell phone worked. You talked to Ruben about getting out of the country, then talked to Arturo, who was there from the first map with the APR. If you remembered, because I didn't. He talks about taking out Purefoy and Greaves. So I make my way over and it's the same thing. Kill them and leave. Or you could go back and kill Arturo. Now I head to that airport and help Ruben.
The APR and the UFLL have called a truce. Unity at last, eh? But that's bad news for us all. They've joined forces. Their first order of business is to shut down the riot. You know the one I mean? There's an uprising taking place right now at the old prison. The Jackal is responsible. I'm sure of it.
So this is it, the final mission. You should finish everything else, because this will end the game. You find the Jackal in the middle of the courtyard. In summary, civilians are fleeing the country, and the APR and UFLL are trying to stop them. Because without people, you don't have a country to rule.
They know you, don't they? You could walk right to their bivouac and they'd let you, wouldn't they? Once you're in, you could kill them both any way you'd like. Think of the possibilities.
So you go and take out both UFLL and APR leaders, which for me was Cankerous and Arturo. This was another really intense moment. I did my best to remain hidden, and was surprised just how many guards there were, and how close they got to me. It felt great taking them out, and then getting to finish off the men I put into power. Then I head over to get the diamonds, but get attacked by all my buddies who also want the diamonds. I guess it showed in the end, it's all about killing for money. I bring them to the Jackal, and now I get a choice. I can take the car battery, which will detonate the dynamite and seal off the canyon, keeping the soldiers from getting to the civilians. Or you can take the diamonds and pay off the border guards so the civilians can cross the border. Spoiler alert, you get the same ending, so it doesn't really matter. Very disappointing way to end the game. Or was it? So what was the message here? And what happened to my original goal of trying to kill the jackal, but instead ended up helping him? Well, if we go back, you could say it was the humiliation of the jackal taking all your stuff and left you to your fate. So you start hiring yourself to work for both the UFLL and APR to get rich and information to try getting the jackal again. Both sides have their own mercenary lieutenants to help them get control of the country, but those same mercenaries have their own goals of control and getting rich. However, just when you think you've built up trust with both leaders, the fighting seems to be winding down after you've been ordered to kill one of the minor leaders. This gives power to the other one, who, not surprisingly, betrays you and all the mercenaries, since you're no longer needed. So you have to kill the other minor leader in order for the power struggle to begin again. I imagine this continues the cycle, so it makes you think, what's the point of all this fighting and killing? I started to think this was all the mercenaries' fault, because as long as the war continues, there's always going to be ways of making money. However, when you go down south, the game throws a plot twist at you. After continuing to do more work for both sides, once again, peace talks begin to arise. However, the jackal reveals to you both sides only want to do this so they can terrorize the population. That's why he wants this war to continue, at least until both sides kill each other. That's what he means when he says he wants to isolate this disease.
We're gonna cure these men of their disease, you and I. We have to isolate this disease so we can destroy it.
But the jackal at least has a kind heart when it comes to the civilians. That's where the diamond case comes in. It's to buy off the guards at the border so the civilians can get to safety, while the other sacrifices themselves to prevent the APR and UFLL from stopping the civilians from leaving. So you started off coming to this country to kill the jackal for the good of the people. However, you end up in the process killing lots of people for money, so you can get to that goal, but in the process become just as guilty as the jackal, killing people for profit. So this ending is more about redemption, but that's just my theory. What do you think? In conclusion, Far Cry 2 is still a fun game. I loved the stealth moments I had, and hope you guys give it a try and have a similar experience. The driving does get dull after a while, and it has its inconsistencies with the AI like in the first. I also don't like the constant checkpoints you have to fight or drive through, but all of this does get addressed in the sequel, which I just finished playing recently, but that's gonna have to wait, because the Mass Effect trilogy just got remastered and that's gonna be next. So look forward to seeing that for the next 3 months. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and comment below on what you liked and your theories of what you think the story is trying to tell us. Shoutouts to Traveling Calligrapher, Life Lived Candidly, and The Speakeasy. Links in the description. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.
Shooting him in the groin. Ooh.